You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hello, and welcome to episode 260 of the Rusted Robot Podcast for Sunday, September 15th, 2019.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Hello, I am C-3PO Human-Cyborg Relations.
I am Locutus, a Borg.
You're like a machine underneath, right? But sort of alive outside?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
I'm an android.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Counterfeit, facsimile, replica.
We need some sort of robot. Ah, crap! I'm some sort of robot.
Hey gang, it's your host Sean, and with me today we've got a couple of special guests. Why don't you guys introduce yourself?
Well, I am the infamous Rabino Heat, little brother to you, and stepping in to do the co-hosting duties for Josh, who's away this week.
That is correct.
You may also know me from helping or being on the Soulforge podcast, and you may remember me from the Space Jam podcast.
Long may it live.
Yes, that's right.
And to your immediate left we have...
My name's Eddie Levike, and I'm not so seasoned as far as podcasting goes. This is my very first time. Pretty much, I am a rookie at this, I guess.
Well, it's okay.
It's all right.
So it's my first time here, first time on any foreign podcast. Some people may recognize me from Night Terror's Film Fest. I'm the founder and lead organizer of it all. So,
And let's say executive director as well.
We'll call it that, yeah.
And
I
president?
make all the executive decisions.
Yeah, you do. That's right. That's right.
President, every role you have in Night Terrors is me.
It's all you. That's right. So let's get right into some pop culture stuff.
Pop culture goodness.
That's right. You guys ready?
Sure.
You're not too nervous?
No.
Yep.
I'll let you guys take it home. So.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So as we often do, we start with pop culture death of the week. Nothing major this week, but there is one ticket remaining for Paradise.
Yes.
Take it away, Robin.
Well, this week we lost Eddie Money, and he was 70 years old.
He was.
So that was like the big one, I guess, of the week. But there really wasn't...
Nothing else I came across, really.
Yeah.
So, singer?
Singer.
Do we know anything else about him?
I didn't bring up any of his trivia or any interesting stories, so I don't have anything. Other than I just like the song 2 Tickets to Paradise. It's a great song.
Solid first name.
Yeah.
Solid first name.
Yeah, right?
Eddie's a solid name.
It is. It's a good quality name. And everybody likes money.
That's right.
So,
and everyone loves Paradise. Yeah.
We all wanted to go to Paradise. He's got one ticket left.
Yeah.
Who's going to take it?
Well,
I don't want it yet.
I don't want it yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we probably should have looked up some trivia for the guy.
Oh, probably.
Maybe he was in some other bands and stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure he had more than one song.
He probably did.
I'm sure he had a couple of albums or something. But
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
However,
we don't do our homework here on the Rusted Robot
I'm going to say
podcast.
Take Me Home Tonight.
I think you're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
That's 2 songs.
That's 2
we
songs,
up on our content here. So.
Look at us go.
Look at us go.
Right on. Okay, so what should we go to next?
That's a very good question. We just did watch a trailer for a movie that you were all take a look at this. Take a look at this. So let's break that down.
Should we talk about that trailer?
Yeah, why not? Since it's fresh.
Okay, so this here is the trailer for Devil's Revenge.
This is it, boys. We gotta get down there. Paul? He's dead.
I've been worried to death. Are you all right?
We ran into some trouble.
Good. Okay.
Get me the hell out of here now.
You've awakened it.
What'd you say?
You must confront the evil to stop it.
My dad threatened to kill me today if I didn't find it and destroy it. This curse is more powerful than anything anyone's ever encountered. Dana? I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
It's gonna kill you and everyone you love.
Are you all right? Fine.
This relic needs to be destroyed by all of us. You go back and you find it.
We're going with you. A family together will help find it.
The gods trapped its soul into a statue known as the Relic.
Watch yourself.
You're all gonna die.
I gotta get rid of this curse against our family. Otherwise, we're never gonna be out of danger.
Is this it? Okay, I got it.
What's wrong?
Dad?
My family's trapped and I need your help.
He's in defib.
You saw was in your mind. It's arrogant to think we can defeat the devil. I'll distract him. Give you time to get Susan and the kids in.
Okay, so it's got all of our Star Trek people in it. It's got William Shatner. It's got Jeri Ryan.
Ooh, love her.
I know you do. And the film was written by Maurice Hurley. He was the head writer-producer for the first 2 seasons of Star Trek The Next Generation.
How about that?
Yeah. And the synopsis for the film: a down-on-his-luck archaeologist returns from a cave expedition that contains a cursed relic that's also a portal to hell. He discovers that the only way to stop the curse on his family is to go back to the cave and destroy the relic. So we've just actually watched that trailer before recording. What do you guys think?
Holy shit, Robin.
Okay, thank you. I'm still trying to process it. It looks cheesy as hell.
It is direct to video.
Yes,
So
and that would explain it.
That would explain a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
It would.
It definitely will not be a theater film.
Hilariously cheesy?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Some very intense Shatner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very intense.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. and it's always weird to see Jeri Ryan without her left eyebrow prosthetic.
Yes.
It's just not the same.
Yeah.
I know she's been in other stuff since then and all that, but
She's still a fox, though.
you think so?
Oh, yeah. I would not kick her out of bed for eating crackers.
Hey, we don't objectify women here on the Rusty.
I'm not objectifying anything.
She's just eating crackers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Crackers make crumbs.
That's right. And if you leave a trail of breadcrumbs or cracker
We'll
crumbs...
know where to find you.
Exactly. Yeah, see?
Wow, this is a really weird way to start the podcast.
I'm really enjoying my first podcast.
I'm glad.
I hope Josh is out enjoying his hunting expedition.
I hope he is as well.
I hope he catches some birds or whatever he's looking
Birds,
for.
bunnies, rabbits, quail, turkeys.
Do we have quail here in
I
Northern
have
Ontario?
no idea what we have other than coldness and miserable weather.
I don't think I've ever seen any.
Me neither. Not that I would know what one looked like if I did see it.
Was Josh taking his bike again?
Yeah, I didn't ask.
He did last year, right?
Yeah, last year he took his bicycle, which he put a motorized thing
Yeah.
onto it. And
'Cause I think it was one of the first episodes I'd ever listened to, Rusty Robot. And he had just come back from his hunting trip, and he was telling us how it broke down and all this other stuff. So.
if I remember correctly, I think he said somebody was taking him out there.
Okay.
So he's going out for just more than a week, and he said if I wanted to come out and record an episode with him, I could find him and bring him the news of pop culture because he won't have any. But
we have a lot in common.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. What else should we talk about that's on the list? Are we gonna rent it, or however you do that now with movies?
Well, I figure it would be a time-wasting movie one evening in the future. Probably stream it online. It doesn't look like it's going to be...
A must-watch?
No.
No. I mean, if it plays on Space or something, maybe. But
Right.
I'm assuming Sci-Fi will get it in the States.
You would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be like a hungover Sunday afternoon kind of film.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think so. Did you know the Space Channel has changed its name?
Has it? Oh, it's news to me.
It's CTV Sci-Fi Channel now. Or
Oh, is that
something. Yeah, they've changed their branding for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah, can't just call it the Space Channel.
No.
It's been that way for 25 years, but we better rebrand. I guess nobody knows it's sci-fi. It just says space. So who knows? But that's the way corporate heads do their thing.
That's right.
Have you guys watched any recent cool shows?
Well, I recently started Dark Matter on Netflix.
Oh, yes.
And it's got 3 seasons on there. I started it a couple of weeks ago, and I've already finished the first 2 seasons.
How are you liking it?
You know what? It's not the greatest show, but it's a good little time waster. It's not bad. It's got, you may recognize the name, Chris Holden-Reed.
Hey there, I'm Chris Holden-Reed from Lost Girl, and you are listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. Enjoy.
He's guest starred on it on a few episodes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that's
he
pretty
happened to be at the thing that happened here.
The the Northern Ontario Expo presents Timmins Con.
That's exactly it. And,
yes.
I was here for that one. Yeah, a couple of years ago.
He was actually here twice.
Well, I was here for that one when he was here, I guess the second time.
It might have been.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that was the second time. That,
Yeah.
Yes.
He's the guy from Underworld, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, because they had the Underworld screening in town.
Yeah.
That's right, yes.
So the premise of this show basically is a whole bunch of people wake up on a spaceship and they've all lost their memories.
Right, and there's an android.
I
think I watched the first few episodes.
That's what I think what you said, yeah. And, it's whatever. I've been enjoying it, though, for what it is. So, start the third season this week and get caught up, I guess. And I don't know if there's any more or what's...
I think it was canceled.
Maybe. Probably.
Most things are.
Yeah.
But you're obviously enjoying it enough to do more than 2 or 3 episodes.
Yes. Yeah.
What would you give it for a rating?
For a rating?
Yeah.
Out
of 10.
Out of 10? I don't know. I'd give it probably a 6 or 7.
Just enough to keep you going?
Yeah, just enough to keep me going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thinking of it critically, from a Josh perspective, would you give it more than 3 episodes, or would you rage quit? Is it good enough to keep going? I know you're not as critically inclined as Josh is. Towards.
No, I'm not as critical. I think some people might enjoy it, so give it a try. The cast isn't the strongest.
Oh no.
So that's where I would say that's the downfall. But get past that, and each character has their own backstory. Each character has something that happens to them throughout the series. It's always something going on. So, hey, whatever.
It's worth the time waste.
Yes.
Right on.
For me, anyways.
Okay. And what about you? Have you seen anything good?
I watch a lot of TV shows.
Okay.
I'm mostly
You're a movie.
I'm a movie guy.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. I'm also a horror movie guy.
That's right.
That's my niche. If it's not horror, I'm likely not all that interested. I'll give it a shot once in a while, but there's one show, and it's probably not meant for this podcast, but I've been watching Glow.
Yes,
I haven't. Yes, I love it. I haven't watched season 3 yet.
Oh, yeah, I won't say where. All I'm going to say is it kind of steers away from the wrestling.
Okay.
It's more about character build. And
excellent.
That's good though.
You know what? Girlfriend and I are both into it. We've been watching it since season 1.
Yeah,
we didn't watch the first season.
We had no idea what it was, to be honest. And then a couple characters in it, you get attached, and now we're finally done season 3. So
right on.
So you'd recommend watching season 3?
I'd recommend it. Yeah. Definitely. If you've watched season 1 and 2, hop into 3, obviously.
Okay.
If you're coming into season 3, it's not what the show was built on.
Right. Okay.
So the show is not what season 3 provides, but as far as character building and where else are they going to go, it looks like they might be jumping out of the true story aspect now.
Okay.
So
taking it in a different direction.
Yeah,
taking liberties.
Yeah, because I don't know the whole background to the real Glow women and all this, but I know that it didn't last as long, and I think they want the show to go on.
Right.
So they're kind of going to another
way
section where I don't believe it's based on the real.
Well, I started watching it because of Mark Maron, the host of WTF.
I'll be honest, he's the reason why I kept watching it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
good.
He's good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Do you listen to his podcast?
No, I don't. I think I've listened to a couple episodes, but
okay.
I have a few podcasts on the go and can't commit all that many hours.
Well, no, it's true. It's hard to listen to all the podcasts out there. Speaking of podcasts, we should play a promo for another podcast here on the ESO Network.
Hi, I'm Joe Heath.
And I'm Tony Heath.
And we host the Watchathon Rassalon.
A journey through all of Doctor Who, one serial at a time.
Listen in and you will learn about true facts.
Tune in and hear our
final thoughts. Find out how little we actually know about science, history,
Doctor Who,
and pretty much anything else.
The Watchathon of Rassalon.
A proud member of the ESO Network.
Available wherever you get your podcast fix.
Keep calm and wrestle on.
Goodbye, and I love you.
What do you think of that promo, guys?
Fantastic as always.
Don't you want to add that to your roster of shows that you watch?
I may definitely
listen
consider
to
it. So.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All the shows here on the ESO are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
So you were saying you're big into horror.
Yeah.
Did you go see It Chapter 2?
I did.
And
I'm gonna say I was there opening night, but I was there the Friday night.
Okay.
So, I always had a soft spot for the original.
Mm-hmm.
So the 1990 TV show.
Yes.
I grew up watching.
John Ritter and all those.
Yeah,
guys.
exactly. Tim Curry and all them. Now, it might be controversial, but I'm going to say the 2 newest ones combined are better than the original.
No.
I know. It's hard to say.
Lee gasp.
I know. Entertainment factor wise.
Okay.
Now it's full of, I'm going to call it CGI crap.
Right.
Okay, which I'm not a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge practical effects guy, which is, a point towards the classic. But as far as rewatchability goes, the original, I don't know if you guys have watched it recently.
Not since it came out, actually.
It's been a few years.
It's very, very slow.
It is.
So at least, if they're going to reach out and bring these characters into a more modern setting, I mean, Chapter 1 was in the 80s rather than 50s, 60s?
I think so, yeah.
So it was in the 80s, and now you're jumping 27 years later, present day.
Right.
So to modernize it, I think we're going to be talking about Chapter 1 and 2 in 20 years the same way we talk about the original.
Okay.
I don't think it's a flash in the pan. I think it's probably the next step.
Do you think they'll do a third? Or is it closed off now?
Well, what's his name? Andy Muschietti, I believe, is the director. He talked about making a third. Now, spoilers, the original story is done.
Yeah.
I mean, Chapter 1 and 2 are the original story you saw back in 1990.
Okay.
Now, Andy Muschietti, he announced that he has a lot of ideas to explore the Pennywise lore. So, nothing about the Losers Club, but to explore where Pennywise is from.
Where he came from,
where he came from, the background story.
That would be interesting.
And there's a lot of, in the new one, there's a lot of Native American
mythos
to it. So I could see it. I can definitely see something along those lines. I'm not sure how much a clown will be involved back in those days.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm sure there'll be something, because Pennywise at the end of the day takes the form of whatever scares you, right?
Exactly.
So to see Pennywise as lore mythos back in ancient days would be kind of cool if he gets it done.
Right.
And I can't see it not happening. The amount of money this movie's making.
Well, that's right.
Yeah. Because I believe Chapter 1 is the highest grossing horror movie of all time.
I think
for the box office.
I think I heard that.
I mean,
I don't know for sure, but
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong, but pretty sure it is. And I mean, Chapter 2, I'm sure, is doing maybe not as well because people know what it is now. But
which one was better? Or you can't really.
No, I'm going to give it to 1.
Yeah.
Only because 2 kind of dragged a bit for me.
Okay.
It's almost 3 hours long.
That's what I heard. That's a long movie.
But honestly, if you were to watch them, I would commit a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Watch them back to back.
Okay.
Give it the 5 hours.
Yeah.
Do nothing on a rainy day, and watch them back to back.
But you definitely recommend it.
Definitely.
And if you haven't seen it in the theater, you should. It's a definitely theater watch.
I'm going to call it a CGI spectacle.
Okay.
So it's definitely a theater watch. But if you want to watch them to have the full story, either watch the first one at home and then head to the show, or back to back.
Okay.
Even at home, it might even be a little bit more forgiving of the CG.
Right.
Because it's in your face.
It's too much.
It's too much. Yeah. When Skarsgård's doing his practical stuff, and because he can control his eyes independently, right? So all that stuff he does with his eyes, it's all natural to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I read about that. Yeah, that was a little cool.
So he
tidbit.
does a lot of creepy stuff, and then all the non-CG, the practical effects are amazing.
I love practical effects. Big fan.
I'm a practical junkie. So give me the practical stuff, tone down the CG, and you've got a perfect movie. So if you're asking for a rating on this one, I think I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay, so about a 7 out of 10.
About a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It's not perfect.
And the first one would get an 8, I think you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I give the first one an 8. I always give it a half star for rewatchability. I gave it to the first one. Not sure I'd give it to the second one.
Okay, it's one of those.
So, yeah.
Okay. But you should see both.
Definitely.
For the complete story.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you heard that here first, folks.
That's right. Rusted Robot 260.
That's right.
Yes. Have you seen anything else really cool in the horror genre?
I've seen everything theatrically that came out this summer.
Wow.
What do you want to know?
And I will ask you, because I watched this movie the other night.
Except for Maw. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. That's the only one I haven't seen.
Okay. The Dead Don't Die.
The Dead Don't Die? Limited release, so I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I will be watching it. Is it great?
It's not great.
No?
No. I watched it the other night. It kind of dragged on near the end for me.
So it's not like Zombieland?
No.
No?
Not anywhere close. It has it's funny. It's got its humor. Adam Driver and Bill Murray, they drive that. It's enjoyable, but it's not nearly as zany as you would think it would be. So,
well, it is a Jim Jarmusch film.
Yes.
What can you expect?
Yeah.
So, speaking of zany, I was going to watch that movie the other night, but I ended up watching The Intruder with, I'm going to say Dennis Quaid. It's not Randy Quaid. Dennis Quaid.
Oh, that's right. That's where he's the creepy neighbor.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. And, I mean, creep factor?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that before.
Is that right?
This guy's nuts. Like, I've never seen Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
Because Randy Quaid fitting. He walks around as creepy as Dennis was in this show. But Dennis did an absolutely amazing job. The movie overall isn't great.
Is it uncomfortable to watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
especially Dennis Quaid shirtless and
Oh
some
no!
of it
Ooh.
peeping into bathrooms and stuff.
Yikes!
Yeah,
that's where I'm gonna leave it at. But a little strange.
Don't recommend.
I'd recommend it, but it's not a perfect movie by any means.
Okay.
I'm not gonna try not to make your whole show about horror here, but as far as recommends since January,
Yeah, let's go for it.
Us, 100%.
That's the Get Out sequel? Or-
It's not a sequel,
No,
but
but
it's Jordan Peele. Follow
Jordan
up, we'll
Peele.
call it.
Okay.
Us is 100%. You need to watch it.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
It's now on Blu-ray.
Okay.
The most recent one I've seen that I absolutely recommend to every single person is Ready or Not. Not too many people know about it.
I've heard about it, but I haven't.
It's got Samara Weaving. She basically is marrying into this family of millionaires, and they have this weird.
Oh yes, the hunting and they get all hunted down and stuff.
And it's a game, so on their wedding night they have to play a game.
Right.
And most of the time it's a regular game, but there is the one game of hide and seek where they literally hide, seek, and kill the newly married.
Right.
So that's the basics of it. That's all I'm leaving it at.
Okay.
It's probably the funniest movie I've seen all year, and one of the best.
Ready
I'm
or
gonna
Not.
call it a horror thriller.
Okay.
Yeah, Ready or Not. So
Okay.
it took me completely off guard.
No.
I loved it.
It's nice to be surprised.
Yes.
Okay. What else you got?
Crawl.
Never heard of it.
No.
Nope.
So that's the Alligators in the Basement movie.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's actually made by Alex Aja. Aja, sorry. He's famous for making the what do you call it? Hills Have Eyes remix.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So that's his. So just by telling you that alone, you know that's going to be completely bad shit. And it's also produced by Sam Raimi
Nice.
from Evil Dead fame, right? So definitely recommend. Again, a little bit heavy on the CG, but we're talking about alligators.
Of course.
The premise: it's a hurricane in Florida. Lady stuck in her crawl space with her father, trying to get out before water levels rise, but alligators in the basement. So it's a lot of fun.
That's the definition of a alligator force.
Yeah.
Might have to censor that, but
I just might. Okay. Anything else that you'd recommend from this year, or is that pretty much it? Was there any Purge or Annabelle or
Well, the newest Annabelle came out.
It did, eh?
It's typical Annabelle.
Okay.
It's good. It doesn't add anything, in my opinion. It's worth a watch again. If it ends up on Netflix like the other ones, give it a shot. I did watch Brightburn, which is somewhere in...
Oh, I was wondering about that. How is it?
Yeah, it's good.
yeah, we were supposed to watch that last
right.
week.
That's
but
right.
We never got around to that.
Maybe we'll get around to it.
As far as a superhero movie goes, it's all right.
Okay.
But as far as horror, it does have a lot of good horror elements. There's a few new things I saw in that movie that I'd never seen before.
Oh, okay.
So a little bit of new effects and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a great movie. I'm kind of surprised because I think James Gunn was involved.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be better, but it's worth a watch. But I feel like I'm keeping it positive for all the horror stuff here. But if the movie sucks, I'll tell you it sucks.
Good.
But
that's what we want.
Brightburn is definitely worth watching.
Okay, good, because we were curious about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so if you were to give your top 5 favorite horror films of all time, could you do that?
Ooh.
Is that a big ask?
5 years ago would have been easy.
Okay.
But since I've been doing the film fest, my favorite movie changes every year.
Okay. Well, let's do your 5 classic.
5 classics.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe not in this order.
Mm-hmm.
Evil Dead, the original.
Yep.
Okay. A lot of people like part 2 a little better than the first one. I'm a classic Evil Dead guy.
Okay.
Mostly because it takes itself more seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
Have to do Texas Chainsaw.
Okay.
Because definitely groundbreaking. One of the first.
Never seen it.
You've never seen Texas Chainsaw?
Never seen it.
Okay. Well,
You uncultured swine.
I know, right?
Boy, okay, stop the podcast here. Can we pause this? Like, we got some work to do.
Clearly.
So, definitely Texas Chainsaw. The Thing is up there, and I love the fact that we got to watch it last year.
That was amazing.
That was really great. I think it grew a lot more on me watching it on big screen.
Oh, I bet.
Some people they don't classify this as horror, but I'm giving Predator one of my only based on nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up watching Predator.
We ain't got time to bleed.
No, exactly. It's definitely got a soft spot for me. And if I was going to give it to another one, it's Halloween. It has to be Halloween.
That's what I thought you'd
say.
Yeah.
So
right
I'm surprised I didn't say Halloween before it was too obvious. I was trying to think of the other ones to fill in.
Yeah.
And ended up at 5, and I'm like, toss it.
I'd always go with Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. Yeah.
The
sinky stairs. That's what got me. That's what got me when I was a kid.
The old oatmeal holes. That was actually not supposed to be in a movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was Bob Shea, what do you call him, the president of New Line Cinema, who came up with this idea. He was sold on it. Wes Craven did not like the idea. And they put it in a movie, made Bob Shea happy. what is it, 9 movies later.
Yeah.
Did something right.
They're still talking about making another remake. Hopefully England comes back this time.
Hopefully.
That'd be good. Can't have it without him.
No.
Shouldn't have it without him.
No.
Well, they tried.
They did.
Yeah.
And that's all we're gonna say.
We don't talk about that.
No, we don't.
So there's a film that I have. I'm not quite sure if it's horror or not. It's kind of torture porn. It's called I Spit on Your Grave. Have you ever seen the original?
I have not seen the original.
You've seen the remake?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
I know what it is.
Okay.
I always get it confused with Last House on the Left.
Okay, I've never seen that one.
No, that's one of Wes Craven's originals.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
So it's another one of those torture, rape revenge things.
Exactly.
So.
Okay.
It has been classified as a horror.
It has. Okay, I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'd like to see the original from 1978.
Yeah.
But I don't know where to find it. So.
Honestly, not sure. I haven't seen it on any streaming service.
No.
Well, let's rent the Blockbuster and see if we can rent it this Friday night.
Sounds good. We'll go back to 1984.
I wish we
do
could.
that. Yes. All right. So, you are big into horror and classic films and whatnot. Yes. And you have something to do with a film festival here in town.
Yes.
So that's a little bit of a tease because we've got some feedback from the last few episodes. Now, our good buddy Paul Wright, our UK correspondent, he was rather impressed with my top 10 list of favorite sci-fi films pre-2000. And he has a clip here that I'm going to run.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about those films.
Sounds good.
Hello and welcome to the September edition of the UK Correspondent. I'm Firbob, and this month I have been inspired by Sean and listener Mike, or Jarek as he is sometimes known, to come up with my sci-fi top 10. So here they are in no particular order, but as it happens, I feel that the choices I made get better as the list goes on. My first choice is from 1984, and is called Runaway. Directed by Michael Crichton and starring Tom Selleck, Cynthia Rhodes, Gene Simmons of Kiss fame, and a brief appearance of Kirstie Alley. As most of you will not have heard of this film, I will spend a bit more time explaining it. In the near future, or an alternative version of 1984, robots have become ubiquitous. They serve as butlers in our homes, cooking our meals and babysitting our children. They help build our skyscrapers and grow our crops. But having all these robots around comes with its drawbacks. They have a tendency to break down. Sergeant Ramsey, Tom Selleck, is a cop who works on the Runaway Squad, which specialises in recovering and disabling malfunctioning robots. As the movie begins, we see one of Ramsey's routine calls. A robot which removes pests from cereal crops has gone berserk in the middle of a field, so Ramsey's dispatched by helicopter to shut the wretched thing off. It's tedious, unglamorous work, the sci-fi equivalent of bicycle patrol or directing traffic. The antics of a villain named Luther, played by Gene Simmons, soon inject a frisson of danger into Ramsey's geeky job. A robot rampages through its owner's house, killing several members of the same family with a kitchen knife. Ramsey, along with his new partner Thompson, played by Cynthia Rhodes, link the crime to Luther, a mad computer boffin with a suitcase full of killer microchips and an arsenal of high-tech weaponry, including a gun which fires heat-seeking bullets. Crichton introduces a convincingly low-key world in Runaway, where its robots aren't the usual gleaming humanoids more commonly seen in sci-fi, but boxy utilitarian things that tend to specialise in one task. Ramsey's housekeeping robot, which takes care of his son Bobby, played by Joey Kramer, later of Flight of the Navigator fame, looks like an old 80s hi-fi with wheels and mechanical arms. That citizens of the near future would invite these clunky-looking things into their homes makes sense in a roundabout sort of way. The early 80s, after all, was a period of relatively cheap but chunky computers, some more reliable and useful than others. A few of Crichton's gadgets are also quite prescient. A remote-controlled drone, which the police use to scope out a house before the cops storm it, looks remarkably like the flying drones you can buy in shops now. Computers also have retinal scanners and speech recognition. Runaway is enlivened quite a lot by Gene Simmons. Not a natural actor by any stretch, but Simmons is nevertheless terrifying and amusing in an equal measure as the villain. Bringing some of his Kiss stage persona with him as Dr. Charles Luther, he snarls and growls his way through the role, discharging his heat-seeking mini-missiles and robot spiders with evident glee. Ah yes, the robot spiders. These without doubt are the most disturbing gadgets of the whole film. Luther uses these little critters to remotely assassinate his victims, and they are like something from a nightmare. Apt to leap on your chest from the ceiling or other likely places, they inject some form of deadly acid into our veins before abruptly exploding in a ball of orange flame. The special effects don't look quite so special these days, but the idea behind them still has a certain potency. They are the kind of things Skynet might toy with before moving on to building 6-foot-tall Terminators. Not a film you will have heard of, as it was overshadowed by the release of The Terminator the same year. Still one of my favourite and more believable Robots Gone Wrong films. My second choice is from 1982. Tron. Directed by Steven Leisberger and starring Jeff Bridges, Bruce Boxleitner and David Warner. Hacker and arcade owner Kevin Flynn is digitally broken down into a data stream by a villainous software pirate known as Master Control and is reconstituted into the internal 3D graphical world of computers. It is there, in the ultimate blazing, colourful, geometrically intense landscapes of cyberspace, that Flynn joins forces with Tron to outmaneuver the Master Control program that holds them captive in the equivalent of a gigantic, infinitely challenging computer game. I love the idea that the computer programs in the digital world look like their programmers. I know this is a trope to keep the same actors, but it works on both levels. The light cycles are awesome, and in real life would make commuting a lot more fun. I love this film so much that my friend and I went to see it at the cinema 5 days in a row. My third choice is The Martian from 2015. Directed by Ridley Scott, this is the only film of his that I like, and stars Matt Damon, Jessica Chastain, Kirsten Wiig, Jeff Daniels, and more well-known actors, which helps make this feel-good rescue movie such a great watch. During a manned mission to Mars, astronaut Mark Watney is presumed dead after a fierce storm and left behind by his crew. But Watney has survived and finds himself stranded and alone on this hostile planet. With only meagre supplies, he must draw upon his ingenuity, wit, and spirit, and find a way to signal to Earth that he is alive. Millions of miles away, NASA and a team of international scientists work tirelessly to bring the Martian home, while his crewmates concurrently plot a daring, if not impossible, rescue mission. As these stories of incredible bravery unfold, the world comes together to root for Watney's safe return. As I said previously, this is a great feel-good movie, and most of the science is accurate. The way Watney keeps his spirits up is great, his monologues are funny, and the suspense is kept right up to the end. A must in most sci-fi top 10s. My fourth choice is obvious. So I won't go into it, but it has to be there. Let's face it, without Star Wars, there would be no good sci-fi films around now. Directed by George Lucas and making stars of household names of previously no-mark actors, apart from Sir Alec Guinness, Star Wars is the benchmark that we all use for rating sci-fi films today. My fifth choice is from 2014 and stars Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt and Bill Paxton, and is of course Edge of Tomorrow. Directed by Doug Liman, an alien race has hit the Earth in an unrelenting assault. Unbeatable by any military unit in the world, Major William Cage, Tom Cruise, is an officer who has never seen a day of combat when he is unceremoniously dropped into what amounts to be a suicide mission. Killed within minutes, Cage now finds himself inexplicably thrown into a time loop, forcing him to live out the same brutal combat over and over, fighting and dying again, and again, and again, and again. But with each battle, Cage becomes able to engage the adversaries with increasing skill, alongside Special Forces warrior Rita Vrataski, Emily Blunt. And as Cage and Vrataski take the fight to the aliens, each repeated encounter gets them one step closer to defeating the enemy. You would think this film would be cheaply made or even repetitive by repeating the same piece of film over and over again. But that's not the case. You feel Cage's frustration of having to get through the challenge ahead of him before going on to the next level, like a hard computer game. Also, who doesn't like a bit of Bill Paxton in their sci-fi film? My sixth film is from 1991, Terminator 2. Directed by James Cameron and starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton and Edward Furlong. With Aliens, James Cameron proved his mastery of the stakes-raising sequel. But in terms of budget, scope and epic action, Terminator 2 took it to a whole new level. Taking his sleek, speedy original, Terminator, stripping it down to the chassis and then building it back up to the size of a Mack truck, Cameron turned T2 into one of the cornerstones of blockbuster cinema. If it didn't exist, movies today would look very different. Partly, that's down to the effects. Cameron had pioneered CGI in The Abyss, but Terminator 2 went a step further. Limbs transform into swords, machines assume the forms of men, and that final shape-shifting freak-out, while undeniably dated, is still wildly inventive. But digital trickery means nothing if you don't have the script, and that's where T2 still scores over almost every action blockbuster made since. Forget all that time-hopping, helicopter exploding and banging on about destiny. At heart, this is a story about people. Whether real or fabricated, their loves, their friendship, their failings, and their regrets, the scenes between Linda Hamilton's ferocious Sarah Connor and Joe Morton's terrified computer-engineered Dyson are still heartbreaking. And if Arnie's final scene doesn't make you well up, well, you've got a heart of steel. My seventh choice was one that passed me by originally, and it was only after podcasting for a few years that I heard about it. From 1999, Galaxy Quest. Directed by Dean Parisot, starring Sigourney Weaver, Tim Allen, and Alan Rickman. Star Trek fandom was a phenomenon just beginning to be lampooned, as that wonderfully dry, mismatched original cast grudgingly surrendered their lives to a legion of mega-nerds in jumpsuits with plasticine stuck to their faces. An object lesson in the art of affectionate pastiche, Galaxy Quest rounds up the usual sci-fi serial suspects, the macho captain in Tim Allen, the window-dressing female, Sigourney Weaver, the Shakespearean thespian, Alan Rickman, and pulls the old Three Amigos trick of plunging them into a real intergalactic war. The casting is perfect, and the idea of a po-faced, literal extraterrestrial race who haven't figured out that the show isn't a documentary is played for maximum laughs. The result is wickedly smart and contains in-jokes for those that know, without alienating, the Muggles. In Star Trek fans' list of favourite Star Trek films of all time, Galaxy Quest always comes in the top 8. My eighth choice is from 1990, and is Total Recall. Directed by Paul Verhoeven, and starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sharon Stone, Michael Ironside and Roddy Cox. Arnie is the regular blue-collar guy who discovers he is actually a ruthless double agent working to uncover a conspiracy on Mars. But is it all just a dream, a memory, a messianic vision, or all of the above? The script is based on a Philip K. Dick short story. We can remember it for you wholesale. The special effects are good for the time and the story is beautiful and complex, but Paul Verhoeven brings it all together expertly to create one of the 80s all-time best films. The modern remake with Colin Farrell is just as good, but it is a different story altogether, but does throw in a homage or two. My ninth choice is Westworld from 1973, written and directed by Michael Crichton.
Hi, Ed Renfrew Fidelis again. If there's anyone who doesn't know what Delos is, well, as we've always said, Delos is the vacation of the future today. At Delos, you get your choice of the vacation you want. There's medieval world, Roman world, and of course, Westworld.
The cast: Yul Brynner, James Brolin, and Richard Benjamin. 24 years before creating Jurassic Park, Michael Crichton directed his own screenplay for the first time, with this cautionary tale about another fail-safe theme park attraction going seriously awry. In doing so, he tapped into America's most secret desires, shooting people in Westworld, playing out power games in Medieval World, and enjoying Roman's World guilt-free sexual indulgence. Clearly though, the movie is most interested in going way out west, exploring the ingrained story tropes of B-westerns on faded MGM's remaining backlot. Its ace card is a genuine celluloid icon in Magnificent Seven alpha male Yul Brynner, delivering a perfectly judged turn as the black-clad android gunslinger who turns from malleable playmate into deadly foe when the park's circuits get crossed. Hard not to imagine the genesis of James Cameron's Terminator in his determined walk and steely cold-eyed gaze, and the ending is similar as well. And finally, from 2015, Ex Machina, directed by Alex Garland and starring Domhnall Gleeson, Oscar Isaac, and Alicia Vikander. Many of the greatest science fiction films aren't really about technological advancements or the great unknown, but rather about how mankind interacts and uses it. This makes the moral and ethical questions that sci-fi raises the genre's best and most thought-provoking weapon, and one Ex Machina uses expertly. Writer and director Alex Garland allows for the film's bigger questions to inhabit the space that other genre movies might fill with action sequences, allowing for a slow-sinking horror as the film unfolds, in an early 70s style of film. Oscar Isaac chills as Nathan, the psychopathic yet charismatic billionaire founder of the search engine company that protagonist Caleb, played by Domhnall Gleeson, works for. The camera work, sound and setting all heighten the film's intensity, as well as the intensity of the situation that Caleb finds himself in, once he is confronted with Ava, the humanoid robot that Nathan has created. It's thrilling because the audience is never quite sure whose side to be on. Ava's consciousness, or lack thereof, is tricky to ascertain, while Nathan's intentions are never truly clear. Likewise, Caleb leaves you questioning just how could he be so naive. The three of them dance around ambiguously until the film's bloody conclusion, which helps cement this film as one of the best techno-thrillers of all time. So that is my list of top 10 sci-fi films. Some obvious, some you may not have seen, and definitely some you may not have heard of. So what are your top 10 sci-fi films? Why not send them in to Sean and he can read them out on the Rusted Robot podcast. Thank you for listening, speak to you again next month, and I hand you back to Sean and Robin.
All right, thanks, Paul. That was an amazing clip. A lot of insight. Actually, none of us have listened to your clip yet because we'll do that after editing. But you did send me a list of your favorite films, so we're going to talk about them in no particular order.
Okay.
So, what do you guys think of the film Terminator 2?
I'm a big fan. Probably the best one out of the series, or out of all the Terminator movies. I find Judgment Day, best one.
I think so. You?
Yeah. I'll admit it's been a long time since I've seen it.
What?
No, I know. But it's definitely, I remember it growing up. That's the one with T-1000?
Yeah.
All that stuff, yeah. Definitely. So the fact that I remember and I haven't seen it in
that's pretty good.
20 years is pretty good. So I'd have to give it a thumbs up.
Sounds good.
Maybe
yeah.
you?
It was on my top 10, so are you going to go see Dark Fate this November?
I may go see it. I'd have to catch up though. There's how many now? 6?
That'll be the 6th.
That'll be the 6th?
Yeah.
Okay, so. And
the other ones haven't been all that...
No.
Genesis was okay, I found, but it wasn't
It had great scenes.
It did.
Not a great story.
No.
No. Am I right that I heard this is a direct sequel to 2?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're ignoring 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, okay, so it's like Halloween.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm used to this.
Yeah, there you go.
So there, I'll likely watch 1, 2, and go check out 3.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Next up on his list was Star Wars from 1977.
If you listen to enough of the podcasts and me with Star Wars, you know my stance on the Star Wars.
You hate it?
I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm indifferent. There's no one that particularly stands out that's...
Are you kind of like me where you enjoy them while you're watching them?
Yeah.
Like you don't need to know what this character's been doing since the last... and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I am too.
Yeah.
I love watching them. It's a spectacle on screen.
Yep.
But couldn't care less what they've been doing. Just give me what's on screen right now, and that's it for me.
Yeah.
You don't care about the backstory?
No, not exactly.
I can get behind that. Yeah, I don't care either. It's not Star Trek, so.
No.
Yeah. Also on his list is something called Runaway from 1984 with Tom Selleck, which I've never heard of.
That's
No idea?
no idea.
No
Okay.
idea.
All right. Of course, Total Recall.
The original. So.
Yeah, I would hope so. I haven't listened to his clip, but I'm assuming, yeah, because I don't think the remake is anybody's
Colin
favorite.
Farrell. Jeez.
Yeah, no.
I haven't even watched the remake, so...
No, I don't think I started it, but...
Don't recommend.
No.
But classic Arnie, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the only movies with 3 breasts.
Yeah.
True enough. The Martian.
Martian.
That's Matt Damon?
It is.
I haven't watched that one.
No.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's in the movie collection here.
Is
at
it?
home.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
No, I never got around to
It's a
watching
good
that.
movie. You seen it?
I remember
Really
really
heard.
when I saw it at the theaters, and I really enjoyed it. Is that the one where he's a biological engineer or something like that? He's making all these plants inside?
Yes,
Okay,
in
yeah,
the dome.
it was a really good one. Definitely watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
really
really
good. Galaxy Quest.
Tim Allen?
Yeah. Don't care?
Don't care.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched it.
I have
It's
it here
been a
too.
long time,
It
but...
sounds like we're going to have some movie time.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Westworld from 1973.
It's a TV show. Is it even related?
It's the TV show is based on it.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, but I've never seen it.
No, I have never seen the
Never
show
seen it.
and the movie. Sorry, I've seen the first season, I think, of Westworld. So.
Okay. Edge of Tomorrow, Tom Cruise, 2015.
I think I've seen
The time loop film.
Yeah.
I've seen. I know what it is. Not a huge Tom Cruise fan.
I don't care for Tom Cruise either,
No.
but
No.
that's a great film.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah, it's here. I recommend it. Ex Machina.
I haven't watched it.
You haven't watched it?
Haven't watched it.
Oh, it's one of
I
my
keep meaning
favorite
to,
films
and...
from that year.
It's probably one of the most recommended films I've
Never seen.
The ones people tell me to what, like if they're recommending a sci-fi.
Yeah.
That's the one that comes up the most often. I don't know why I haven't watched it.
It's a slow burn.
Yeah.
Not a lot of action, but it's incredible.
This is the one where the guy falls in love with a robot?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. The one that's not Her with Joaquin.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Have you seen Her?
No.
No?
No.
That's a long film. And then he's got Tron from 1982. Loved that film as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at too. I remember as a kid it was fun. I haven't seen it since.
Yeah. So it's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's his list. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a few on there that we'll have to give a watch, I think.
Yeah.
And once again, Paul, thanks for your clip. Definitely appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
So we were teasing earlier about something about a film fest.
Yeah, what is this?
Not at the Toronto International Film Fest.
No, a much smaller, more, we'll call it boutique.
Boutique.
A closer, more heartfelt experience.
I like that.
It's a little pet project of mine. I don't want to oversell it. It's
Oversell it.
So
Come on.
it's a film festival. We're on our 4th year. So essentially, it's every Friday in the month of October. We play a classic horror at Cinema 6 here in Timmins. Like I said, this is my 4th year. As far as movies go this year, we're kicking off with the original Alien.
Excellent.
Right on. Should be pretty big amongst the non-horror crowd, I'll say.
That's sci-fi horror.
Exactly.
It's got everything you love.
Second week we have Fright Night, the original from 1985.
Don't know if I've ever seen it.
That is the classic Vampire Next Door movie.
Ah.
So that's and it's huge practical effects.
Oh, excellent.
So I don't want to waste too much of my pre-movie trivia, but it's the same crew who made Ghostbusters.
Okay.
So the exact same crew that made Ghostbusters made, as far as special effects go.
Yeah.
They made Fright Night.
Mm-hmm.
The third movie I'm playing, it ended up winning our fans' choice vote.
Oh.
So back in June, I had done a poll. I had asked fans on the page to vote for one of 3 movies. One was American Werewolf in London.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was Pet Sematary, the original.
Okay.
And the third one was The Ring. The Ring we will not even talk about because we had about 8 people vote on it out of the 350 people.
Oh, okay.
So I like The Ring, but I guess people weren't for it. So the one that won was Pet Sematary.
Ah. Have you seen the remake?
I have.
And?
It doesn't add much.
No?
it's the only thing I'm going to say is they do a much better job with Zelda, the sister.
Okay.
So that's probably one of the creepiest parts of the original. It's definitely worth a watch. Again, I'll recommend it as far as if you have nothing else to watch. But it doesn't add anything to the story. The acting doesn't seem as inspired as the first one.
John Lithgow?
John Lithgow, I'd prefer... I forget his name there.
The other guy.
The Munsters guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's definitely... It's okay.
Okay.
We'll give it that. It's definitely not the negatives. It's just doesn't do much for the horror.
It's worth a watch, though, just on a lazy Sunday?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
No, so week 3 is Pet Sematary. Week 4 is our costume contest Halloween party thing.
Nice.
This year's a lot different.
Oh, tell me.
I'm playing 3 different movies on the last week.
Oh, sweet.
How does that work?
So, generally, we do midnight screenings.
Yes.
This year, I decided to throw in a 9 o'clock show.
Oh, that's a good idea for the younger crowd.
Exactly. Maybe the older crowd, I don't know.
Oh, wow. that too.
But I wouldn't say younger because the movie I'm playing is The Exorcist. So the original Exorcist, I played it year 2. It was the biggest seller of year 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to bring it back. I had a lot of people message my page last year asking me why I'm not playing such and such a movie. Last year was definitely was the biggest year we've ever had, most popular year we've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these people weren't aware that I'd already played them.
Ah, yes, of course.
So based on that alone, I said, I have a good crowd, amazing crowd of my loyal regulars, we'll say, like Paul Charette and
Sparky,
and then Peter Gooch, I believe. Anyways, I think they're buddies. So they're always there. There's a whole crowd of people. They're the ones that I'm trying to give them at least 4 brand new movies.
Yeah,
not brand new to us
right.
for the film fest.
Yes,
and I want to bring back a few that we've already played.
Yeah.
So another one I'm playing at midnight, right after The Exorcist, is Nightmare on Elm Street.
Very cool.
So the original Nightmare's coming back. That was the very first movie we ever played.
I thought so.
So the original Nightmare was the original Night Terrors screening.
Right.
So bringing that one back, that was our best one from year 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then because of the fans' choice, the vote between Pet Sematary and American Werewolf in London was so close.
Mm.
I mean, we were
Neck and neck.
3 votes apart until the very last hour,
Mm-hmm.
and then it went nuts.
Ah.
So Pet Sematary won by maybe 50, but until then,
it was close.
It was very close,
Yeah.
and it stayed tied for a few days.
Ah.
So during those few days, I was like, I got to come up with a plan B. I don't have a plan B to make all these people happy other than let's just play American Werewolf.
Right.
so,
Exactly.
so I didn't say anything, but I ran to get a few more sponsors, get a little bit extra money. Ended up renting an extra theater for American Werewolf, and we're playing that one.
Nice.
So last week you've got Exorcist, followed by Nightmare on Elm Street, or American Werewolf.
Aha.
So you have a choice.
Take your pick.
Exactly.
You can only do one.
So you get 5 of the 6 movies this year.
That's not bad.
Which is more than what I've been doing.
Yeah, it is.
Usually it's 4 movies, take it or leave it, but
that's right.
At least give a little bit of a choice. So.
No,
they're gonna pick the Stinky Stairs.
The Stinky Stairs. I'm not gonna be there.
No,
I'm gonna be in American Werewolf. So definitely gonna reserve my seat in there. As far as tickets go, they're $5 a movie.
Where do you get these tickets?
They're for sale at Alfie's Cigar Shop on 3rd and Cinema 6.
Okay.
On Cedar.
Yeah.
So
215 Cedar South.
Is that right? I guess you would know that.
As the mailman, I do know most addresses here in town. That's true. Yep. Okay.
So yeah, so $5 per movie. I mean,
you can't beat that.
Like
that's.
Everyone asks why why is it so cheap? I'm like, I can't justify charging more. Like, I mean, if I can keep it cheap, I'm going to keep it cheap because I don't care how much it costs. Essentially, I just want people in there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would do it for even cheaper if I could.
If you could, yeah.
I just want to have 100 last year was 185. This year's 210, I think, or 212 horror fans sitting in these seats. So, and I mean, we've been lucky the last few years have been sold out. So
it's awesome.
We're hoping to get the same kind of crowd.
I think you will. So there's a website or a Facebook page?
The Facebook page. That's where I do everything through.
Well, let's talk about that so people can follow you.
Sounds good. So the Facebook page it's Night Terrors with an S Film Fest.
Okay.
Now the it's at NTFF Timmins. So Night Terrors Film Fest Timmins.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you can find our Facebook page. We have 2 contests happening right now.
Oh, tell me more.
One of them, they're both for $60 Imagine Cinema gift cards.
Oh, nice.
So essentially it's almost the cost of covering your snacks for the fest.
Right.
So if you're buying what they call a single combo, which is a large popcorn, large pop, and a candy with free refills.
Yeah.
If you're buying one of those per night, you're almost there. You just have to pay your taxes.
Yeah, of course.
So $60 per contest. One of them is on our poster. So there's a poster page. You just have to like our page, like the post, tag some friends, share it.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is through our event page. And the event page, essentially, you just have to invite your friends to it.
Oh,
There's
see?
share, you hit the share button.
Yep.
There's a whole list of all your friends. A little blue invite button.
Mm-hmm.
Hit everyone there.
There you go.
So the more people you invite, the better chances are, because I get a list of everyone invited.
Okay.
And under everybody's names is the person who invited them.
Oh, really? Okay.
So
That's
the
good.
more people you invite,
Yep.
the more your name shows up.
Nice.
Aha. Very
That's
good.
the trick. That's the trick.
And I think there's a lot of horror films out there, or horror fans out there.
Surprised. You know what? Like, my page every year has been growing. I mean, we're up to, I think, 670 likes. I mean, it's nothing astronomical, but I only need 212 people to show up.
There you go.
So
I'm
that's
ashamed to admit I haven't liked it yet,
Is
so
that right?
I will have to get on
There
there
we go.
right
So
away
671 right here.
and get involved in it.
I'll see about inviting you. Cause,
Yeah, do
I
that.
got that page on my like list.
All right.
There you go. So that's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Am I involved some way or somehow?
Definitely.
What am I doing?
You
Let our listeners know.
You're going to be doing a speech every night.
Oh, yay.
Oh. So every night at the film fest. So it's not your typical film fest. We do way more than just the movie. So every night we have trivia, and that's where you're going to be involved.
Yeah.
So Shane Button, from Moose FM, as well as I believe his morning guy Tom Shank are going to be coming.
Okay.
They're each going to grab one of the theaters because we're in 2 theaters this year.
Right.
So I have to go double our prizes.
Of course.
So I have double the prizes this year. They're going to be in Cinema H, partnered up with you and someone else in the other one. I might likely be in the other one.
Okay.
So you're going to be representing Rusted Robot, and you're going to help them out with the trivia.
I can do that.
So Shane's going to take the floor, ask questions. Just got to hand out prizes.
I can do that.
There we go.
All right.
So and besides that, I mean, we have the costume contest. We have our Pet Cemetery night. We're doing like a Stephen King cosplay. So if
Nice.
anybody dresses up as a Stephen King character, we do have a running prize. So we have $1,000 home renovation gift card online.
Sweet.
So for every night you show up, you get a ballot.
Okay.
And your name goes in the box for the door prize for that night.
Ah.
So there'll be door prizes every night as well the grand prize at the end of the month. So every night I take one for the door prize.
Yeah.
That person wins. Name gets thrown back in the box.
Oh.
We collect every single name
Okay.
until the end of the month.
Right.
So the more you show up, the more you participate, the better your chances are of winning a $1,000 prize.
So you'd almost be stupid not to go.
Basically.
Yeah. Right.
So that's the thing, right? I want people to show up. I want people to have fun. I want people to get way more for the money than what they get, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So, I mean, you go to, not the Knox Theater, but you go to the show, you pay $10, $15, whatever it is, and you get a movie.
Yeah.
All right? You come to one of my screenings, sure, it's a movie you've already seen, $5, you get in, you get entry into the trivia. If you win a trivia, you get a prize.
Yeah.
If you win a door prize, you're entered for a door prize, you get a chance there.
Yeah.
If you dress up, you get even more chances.
Yep.
And then the costume contest. So
It's win-win.
Yeah.
and I mean, costume contests, I've got Roger Radio, so Q92, 92.1 Rock.
Yes.
Before they get upset with me. And KISS 99.3. I've got their reps coming to host the costume contest.
Excellent.
And so far, the prizes for the costume contest are well over $1,500.
Holy crap.
So not each, but combined.
Yeah.
So just for showing up and dressed up.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's less than a month away.
Exactly. We're 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Under 3 weeks away
First
from Alien.
week, first episode is October 4th.
October 4th.
Yeah.
Midnight, and it's Alien. So
Friday at midnight.
Friday at midnight.
Awesome. All through the month of October.
Yep.
That's excellent.
Except for the last Friday's 9 and midnight, but
Right.
yeah. Just to switch it up this year.
Well, that's good. That's exciting. I'm looking forward to it again,
Yeah,
as
that's
I
awesome.
was last year. Moving right along, we'll wrap up the show with some Suicide Squad news. All right, Robbie, so you just pulled up the list of the cast names.
Yes.
Why don't you give us a rundown?
Okay, straight from James Gunn's Instagram. which he says don't get too attached because there's a lot of names here. So let's break it down here. We've got David Dastmalchian.
Ever heard of that guy?
I think I have, but I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Okay.
John Cena.
Oh,
you can't see me.
No.
Jay Courtney.
He's awesome.
Yeah. Jacqueline Casio.
I would say it's Joaquin.
Joaquin, yeah, maybe that makes more sense.
I don't know who that is.
I just say it the way I see it. So, Nathan Fillion.
Yes, that's Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly.
Yeah. Joel Kinnaman.
I think he was the new RoboCop.
He was. And he was also Rick Flag in the previous Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Mei Ling Ning?
Yep.
Flula Borg.
Cool last name.
Yeah. Sean Gunn.
Yes.
Juan Diego Botto.
Okay.
Storm Reed.
Nice name.
Pete Davidson.
Cool.
Taika Waititi.
Oh, we know who that guy is.
We know who that is. That's Korg.
Yep. His voice?
Yeah.
Director of the Thor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ragnarok movie.
That's right. Alice Braga. Steve Agee. Tanashi Kajis. Daniela Melchior. Peter
Capaldi. That's the 13th Doctor.
That's right.
Or maybe the 12th. The one before the new one, anyway.
Yeah. Julio Ruiz.
I'm going to say it's Julio Ruiz. But whatever.
You can say whatever. Jennifer Holland. Viola Davis, who she was also in the prior Squad movie.
Yep. Idris Elba.
Yes. He's everywhere.
Yeah. He's gotten pretty big.
Yeah. And we got Margot Robbie again.
Very cool.
And Michael Rooker.
Yes. Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah, Mary Poppins, y'all.
The blue guy with the whistling arrow.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Henry for me. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Oh, Merle from Walking Dead for me.
There you go.
But yeah, that's a pretty impressive cast.
I would
have
say
to
so.
say. And just remember, don't get too attached.
No.
That's right. And we've got the Joker movie coming out there in a few weeks.
Yes, looking forward to that.
It's got some good reviews.
Yeah.
I played at TIFF and people are saying it's great.
That's what I've been hearing.
They're talking about Oscars and everything.
Yeah.
It's sarcasm, but
I don't think it is.
No.
It looks like it's a very uncomfortable movie to watch.
Yeah.
But
and he's an uncomfortable actor to watch.
He is. He
awkward
picks some different roles, that's for sure.
And speaking of uncomfortable movies to watch, I finally watched Dark Phoenix there a couple of weeks
ago.
ago.
Did you?
I actually forgot that came out.
Yeah. It's better than X-Men The Final Stand.
Yeah.
Not by a lot. And things just don't make sense. Nothing makes sense. I don't... my biggest thing with it is, at the end of X-Men Apocalypse, we see Jean Grey use the Phoenix Force. This movie takes place 10 years later, and she's just introduced to the Phoenix Force. So it kind of doesn't...
Blackout?
Yeah, it's weird. Better than that third X-Men movie, but not by a whole lot.
Agree.
But hey, it was all right.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So any final thoughts, guys?
No, I got nothing.
No. Okay. Check out the Night Terrace Film Fest.
Yes.
Join the Facebook page to do all that stuff. We didn't give the obligatory plug to Jump City Comic Books.
And today was Batman Day, and Batman was there.
Right. 38 Pine Street North in the 101 Mall.
That's right.
So check them out. Check out the Soul Forge podcast. Check out the ESO Network podcasts. And until next time, remember, your weird is someone's perfect. You have been listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. To contact the show, email therustedrobot@gmail.com or tweet us at therustedrobot. Join the Facebook page and group and visit the website at therustedrobot.podbean.com. The Rusted Robot Podcast was put together by Sean and Josh and the Rusty crew. Please remember to check out our other show, the Soul Forge Podcast. Visit Jump City Comics in the 101 Mall and leave a glowing review in your chosen podcast app. Thank you and have a geeky day.
The Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
Hey, pardon interruption, but do you want to learn more about love, lust, sex, anger, happiness, music, time, space, and the human race? I hope you do, because I'm here to beg you to listen to Soul Forge Podcast. We're your weekly dose of life and living here on the ESO Network. Find us wherever you listen to podcasts and soulforgepodcast.com. A proud partner of the Rusted Robot Podcast here on the ESO Network. Let's find out together.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic Store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.